as this room fill up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to hit that like button. Sharing is caring. Subscribing is necessary. Let's get it. The name is Law Nation.
Ready? Run from it. Destiny arrives all the same.
And now it's here, baby.
Or should I say, I am.
Get down. Ain't no party like a Cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation's groove? Let's get it. Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2. Cowboys, MICAH Parsons. Dilemma. Waiver, wire, party moves. Come on with it. And as this room fill up, be sure to hit that like button. Sharing is caring. As they say. One thing we all adore, something worth dying for. Yeah. Ain't no party like a Cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation's groove? From my studios to yours. Pull a string and I wink at you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. A little technical difficulties on my end. I can't see y'all comments, but I know that you guys are here, right? With that being said, let me see if I can fix it on the fly. Can we build the plane as we fly? Come on, restream. Come on with it. I don't know, but we'll rock with it with what we got. For some reason, it's not populating at all on my end. But I know you guys are here. I know I can sense that you guys are here. I know you guys are here. I know I ain't talking to myself. And hurry up. There we go. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes you got to shake it and move it around. And I don't know what. Yeah. I don't know what was going on. Blame Kentucky Cowboy. That's what we got to do then. I'm like, I know y'all are here, but you know, it is for what it is. Jerry's fault. Yeah. No. It is all rain. Dakota Prescott fault. That's what it is. It's rain Dakota Prescott fault. But I'm here. My name is Law Nation. The long intro is necessary for those who, every now and then, you know, I get somebody like who watch these shows on Rewind, and they're like, why the intro so long? It's necessary. It's necessary. It is flat out necessary. It gives you time to go grab your coffee, right? It gives you enough time to, get yourself situated and sit in the favorite part of your couch, right? Or if you're driving somewhere, it gives you time to turn your radio down and turn me up and all of that good stuff. It's necessary, right? And what is not necessary is this MICAH Parsons dilemma, not dilemma, but dilemma, yeah. So MICAH Parsons, Parsons, that's what we're going to have to do. It builds the hype. And when you're watching it on the Rewind, just fast forward till we get to talking. Now, on my videos, there will be titles or chapters that you can go back and click on certain topic lines that we will be talking about, since I've been looking at some analytics, and we've been live for about 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. One video I did 7 hours yesterday, right? Brandy says she rewatched the 7-hour live stream. Oh my goodness. No. But and y'all can listen to my C level singing and all of this stuff. I ain't a B level or A. Well, you probably say D level singing. But neither here nor there. This is episode 1 million. We're going to talk about MICAH Parsons and as well as the waiver party. We're getting some more transactions going on around the NFL. Before we get into that, Todd Archer reported, and I can't say this man's name, but the Cowboys claim Twerk Bridges and Reddy Stewart. Yeah, I'm going to call him Twerk because y'all let me know how to say that man's name. Tariq, man, his mama knew better. She had to know better than name that man that, you know. So this is his name. The Cowboys claim Tariq Bridges. Y'all let me know how to say that in the chat. And they also signed Reddy Red. Shout out to Reddy Red. I know he used to follow this channel. If he's still following, shout out to him. But Reddy Stewart off the Vikings. So these are two guys that we don't know who they are, but we would do some research, and y'all can let me know whether or not they are better than Booth. Y'all let me know that. But no defensive tackle. That's alarming, right? So when you start to think about those things and say to yourself, are the Cowboys more secure with the defensive tackle? They know more than this team than we do? I don't know, man. Let me see. AI Tisha, can you at least pronounce his name for me? You know, Bridges. I can't say it's
Trickwayza Bridges.
Trick. Say it again.
Trickwayza Bridges.
Trickwayza Bridges. I know Bridges. Oh my God. Trickwiz Bridges. Okay. Trickwiz. Man, his mama don't sit down somewhere. Hey, jeez. Twerk, that's going to be his name then. All right, let's see what he got on his resume. Yeah, let's see what he got here. And we're going to go all the way up. Okay, from Florida. All right, 6'2", 196. He is all of those things. Okay, let me get all of this over here. And let's see what we got here. Okay, let's see what we got here. 6 year. Hold on. Let's get all this stuff. Let's get all of this stuff going for us, man. Let's get it going. All right, boom. All right. Allow that notification. Okay. All right. So overview, and we're gonna get AI. I want you to read that out. I ain't finna read that out. Y'all get with me on this one, okay? Yeah, come on with it.
Overview 6th-year senior with outstanding length and the versatility to take snaps as a zone corner or split safety.
Okay.
Bridges has played press corner, but is fairly average at matching releases and routes. He's more adept as an off-man or zone corner. He might be at his best as a roaming safety, utilizing his instincts, closing, burst, and ball skills to make plays on the football.
All right.
He's an aggressive striker against pass catchers, but needs to prove he can eliminate arm tackling as a run supporter.
All right.
Bridges' traits, versatility, and special teams potential give him a chance of making a team. Strength's excellent size with a rare 6'9" wingspan.
All right. Hey, there's some strengths right there. Okay, let's go.
Bridges' traits, versatility, and special teams potential give him a chance of making a team. Strength's excellent size with a rare 6'9" wingspan for a defensive back. Possesses versatility to play corner or safety in the right scheme. Good burst and close with physical finish on the catch point. Adequate recognition of route combinations in his zone. Weaknesses. Inconsistent sliding feet to mirror and match the release from press. Declares hips earlier than he needs to against fakes. Loses ground at times when matching breaks underneath. Arm tackle default leads to excessive miss totals as a finisher.
Okay, so overall, we're going to have to see whether or not, it's one of those things that if you follow, I guess he played for Florida, right? If you follow that, let me know whether or not he's valuable. Did he play for the Gators? It could be a Shotty move. Shotty love those Gators, man. 8-inch hands. 8-inch. Oh my God, man. Para, man, come on with it. This is a family-friendly show. Jeez. All right, so what I'm going to say here, ladies and gentlemen, is this is a situation that you leave still no stone unturned. You claim a player off waivers. You see what they can do. You work them out in your facility under your confines and see whether or not they can fit right on in with you and these sorts of things. So the next character of guys that we pretty much pulled up and have over here would be Reddy Stewart. He's a guy that the Cowboys also brought in for a cup of coffee. Let me see if I can find any research or analysis on him. And let's see what we got here. Appreciate everybody, man, for tuning in and being parts of this conversation. All right, so we're looking up Reddy Stewart. Stu! All right, and he's 5'11", 178 pounds. Brother need a sandwich. I don't see anything. They didn't do no research on him. Do anybody know who Reddy Stewart is? Stu! All right, let's go over PFF. Okay, they got some stuff on him. 5'11", 183, so he gained some weight. Let's see what we got here. Good coverage grades according to PFF. I got to see some tape, man. I got to see some tape. All right, so that's 2024. Okay, he was a rookie last season, so I don't know, man. All I can do is, Shotty love his Gators. Gator! Yeah, get him a public sandwich. Yeah, we just grabbing anybody. Brandon said we just grabbing anybody. After a while, the Cowboys, look, I kid you not, and I'm not beating these guys up, but we are just a little bit. Yeah. Breaking news, the Dallas Cowboys now signing Yam Brown out of the group. Bridges got lit up in preseason, though. Yam Brown, we're going to have to go watch some film, man. We got to do some homework, man. Other news, we also signed RLS, man. The Cowboys be bringing in straight scrubs, Let's just be honest and stop fooling around. All right, so it's one of those things, whereas I'm happy that they brought in somebody. But come on, man. I blame y'all. Because you know what happened? You guys said bring in anybody to replace Andre Booth. That's what it is. Y'all wasn't specific. Y'all said bring in anybody. And the Cowboys said, okay, they said anybody. Yeah, so Yam Brown, be prepared now. And I'm going to just give you this positive word, Yam Brown, that's in the chat. It's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have the opportunity and not be prepared. So just get ready. Just get ready. I'm ready too. I'm waiting on G. You know what I'm saying? I'm on G waiting on O, I meant to say. Yeah. So y'all better watch out, man. Y'all better watch out. So we signed Twerk and we signed a guy named Reddy. So Twerk ready. Or Reddy Twerk. All right, so the Cowboys can place running back Phil Maffa and Parsons on the injury reserve by 3 o'clock, and it will open up the 2 roster spots. So what will happen here is that they initially made the 53-man roster spot, and that is Maffa and Parsons. They're going to put them on injury reserve. And I forgot the ruling with injury reserve. I think it's 6 weeks you got to be out. But I do know designated injury IR is 4 weeks. So y'all let me know how long it is and all of this for the ramp-up period in time and these sorts of things. And the Cowboys, didn't I say the Clown Boys? No, Cowboys, that's my team. Now, my Cowboys, we can talk about it, but nobody else better try to talk about us. And also, my Mississippi guy, Tyrus Wheat, is claimed by the Lions. So that is also a thing. The Lions picked up Tyrus Wheat, and let me know if you guys will be missing him. All right. So with that being said, it is 4 weeks, but okay. So that's designated to return. IR designated to return. DC for life girl. That's 4 weeks, right? So regular IR is what? Y'all let me know. So people are moving around. People are going places. All right, let me see what she's saying.
George Pickens obviously traded over to the Dallas Cowboys. How's that going?
I love it. And look, I think sometimes people just need different environments to thrive. I don't know about you guys. There have been places I've been, it just hasn't worked. Since he's come in, seeing the way that he and CeeDee Lamb have sort of fed off of each other, and I think the way that he's been embraced just in the Dallas community. I mean, everyone was so hungry at camp last year when you didn't have CeeDee Lamb, you didn't have Des Bryant, to have two huge playmakers. I just think I'm still not sure about the running game yet in Dallas, and Brian Schottenheimer, I know, wants to establish a run, have a more balanced offense. I think it's going to be hard to stay away from targeting George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb because from what we've seen at camp and they'll tell you in the preseason they're not showing you anything. We didn't see them in the preseason. I think it's going to be really, really
RLS, man. Boy, y'all be killing me, man. He says, Law, Wheat played more like Flower. Wheat is my guy. Shout out to him. He came out to a few events. We was going to work more and more together and all of this stuff, but he's gone. So I say Wheat, not like Thins, but now he's Wheat Thins. He's an enemy now. Even though he's our guy, Tyrus Wheat is an enemy right now. He's the enemy, and he better not be telling secrets when we see the Detroit because we got a bone to pick with Detroit. Yeah.
hard not to go to those guys. So I'm excited for George Pickens, and my interactions with him have not been the same as what's been described in Pittsburgh. I've had friends tell me, don't be fooled, but we'll see. I mean,
we just said it.
I find him great to work with.
New vibes, new everything. He's a great talent, and I hope it ends up working out down there. It'd be great for the entire NFL. We appreciate the hell out of you. Good luck this season. You're going to crush it.
No doubt, man. She always crush it, man. That's, Yeah. She gonna crush it. That's my girl right there, Jane Slater. I get it, Cowboy Nation. There will be a sense of urgency for an interior defensive tackle. We've been all beating the drum of the Cowboys going out there getting someone to be a little bit better than what they have. Sweet Zeke says, "What's up, Law? Much love from Jimmy the Greek. Appreciate you, Sweet Zeke, man. The Greek is in the building. Shout out to you, my guy." Also, with that being said, patience is something that we are running thin with, right? The Dallas Cowboys, defensive one tech. There is a guy that we could claim off of waivers, and his name is Okoye. I know y'all remember Christian Okoye, the Nigerian nightmare warrior and all of this stuff. He played for, I believe, the Chiefs. But this 6'6", 370-pound stuffing beast from Nigeria is a guy would be a no-brainer. Now, we have pushback. I don't want people to go straight to the analysis of Mozzie versus. Let me say this again. Position myself. I don't want us to go through the analysis of versus. That's not the deal that we're trying to do here. If the Cowboys decide to keep Mozzie, which they are, right? What we're saying and what I'm saying, I'm not speaking for anyone else. Instead of Mozzie doing 60 snaps, 40 snaps, 25 snaps, split it. This would benefit Mozzie. Because what will happen is that one or the other, or all three of these guys, can get in there with their big bodies like the Jay Toya, like this guy right here, and like Mozzie, because we can be the ones that rotate. Keep this on your mental mind. Offensive linemen don't rotate. And you want to lean your mass on them, and it begins to wane. Now, here's what I know for sure. And historical references and data is basically on my side with this. And the side is that most one tech sacks come in the late third quarter and throughout the fourth quarter. So this will better your group. I don't know why people would like to fight each other and say, if Okoye was any good. Law, he would still be in Ravens land. But when you look at the Ravens defensive front, that's what they do in their sleep. They know how to scout and find interior guys, right? And it's nothing different. They can't keep them all. He's a good run stuffer. You bring him in for a cup of coffee and stop fighting each other, and with him, we will be better, because without him, you just depending on Mozzie and Jay Toya. Now, here's the other thing, too, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying that he's the end-all, be-all. Let's do more and more research, more and more homework. Let's bring in more and more people. And if it's something that these guys are not enough, then you can always do a trade. Trade for a guy that's been moving his weight around. Who's that guy? I don't know. Mike Brown or somebody. But let's not go into this season without addressing that particular spot. But let's stop fighting on whether or not people want to prove a point. Like, Mozzie could be the answer. Let's give 60 reps to Mozzie, right? And let's then, when he's tired, to put Jay in. We good. No. Just hear me out for one time, Brandy says Okoye signed with the practice squad with the Ravens. See, he's smart, guys, and he just well, like I said, let's not lean too much on this. So, what other ratios of guys that we can bring in to help out far as the interior? That's what I'm looking at, and I know that my speech went to deaf ears, but I just want to let y'all know, stop fighting each other. Nonviolence, because everybody wants the right to prove a point. Yes, indeed. So it is for what it is. Nigerian man look good to me. Make a call, Jerry. Yeah. But I think that according to Brandy, breaking news is that he done signed back with the practice squads of the Ravens. Now, the Ravens, that means that the pecking order for waiver claims is we had the 12th spot, meaning that the Cowboys passed them by. So it is for what it is, the defensive tackle from the Bears. Did we sign somebody else? Y'all let me know. Hit me up. Let me know. We're going through it, anything and everything we can find to make sure, because I know when we get to start talking about the Parsons thing, if you are Parsons fatigue, if you're tired of MICAH Parsons conversation, unfortunately, for context, we got to talk about it. Right? I can't be a content creator and saying, hey, he'll get signed. And then we just leave. You know what I'm saying? The whole point of content creation is being able to talk about the topics, not run away from them, right? So that's just for what it is. I got to give y'all every truth of what Law Nation's opinions are, right? It's kind of like, if I can tie this into everyday things that we do on Sunday night football or whatever it may be when we do commentary. I can't just sit there and do this, and then at the end of the game, I give you commentary. No, come on. I got to give you the play-by-play. And that's what I do. I'm giving you guys the play-by-play on MICAH Parsons. That's the exact same thing, right? So it may not be pleasant to people to hear, but it is for what it is. The Cowboys sitting on some money. They refusing to pay Parsons, and as well as MICAH Parsons got a deal going on with the NFLPA or the NFL committee themselves. They are the ones that's looking at Parsons, and I'm going to read this out to y'all in a few seconds. Let me just go over the cap just to make sure that we are in the same cool movement of everything. So we still have $31 million, okay? And I'm going to get to it, okay? Y'all just hear me out. $31 million is exactly what we have. The Packers are continuously, they have $31 million as well, right? So when we talk about this is not a shade at Parsons. But he did request that he no longer wants to be here, right? And teams just can't sit still and stagnant. They're going to put out rumors. They're going to put out fillers. They're going to see and test and stroke the egos of Parsons. So it's going to be everywhere. Parsons rumor traded here, Parsons rumor traded there, because they doing their due diligence. And if one man trashes another man's treasure, they will figure out ways to do and utilize these type of things. All right. So with that being said, Kenneth Jones said he loved the info. All right. So let's get right to the information that rules the nation. All right. So what is happening here? There's a pending grievance over the MICAH Parsons 2025 fifth-year option. The Cowboys have made a designation at the defensive edge room, which would be claiming him as the defensive edge, which would put the numbers of $21.3 million, right, give or take. Parsons believes he's in linebacker at 24. Now, clever wordplay. I haven't heard from Parsons nor the agent. Neither did the people from the 3-letter, 4-letter heard from Parsons or the agent that declares that he's saying that he is a linebacker. All I know is Parsons, for the last 2 years or such, been playing on the edge. A la the name of his podcast is The Edge or something like that. So what I'm telling y'all is that basically wordplay counts. So when people read that, they say, now Parsons is being greedy. Now he's not an edge rusher. Now he's all of a sudden a linebacker, and he wants $3 million more, right? And it may appears that he's greedy or his agent is greedy, and Parsons is not about the team. And I get that, but he was Kenneth Jones. He was drafted as a linebacker. So some clarification from my guy Nick Harris, Star Telegram, reports it is important to note that the Cowboys are not the primary counterpart in this grievance. It's the NFL. Now, the NFL made this the story. According to the CBA, now all of a sudden they want to get busy, right? It's crazy. The CBA states that the fifth-year option is paid based on the position you play, most snaps that you play in your third year. The blurry lines between linebacker and defensive edge makes it a tough, I can't even see it from here, decision to decipher whether or not what's the classification of MICAH Parsons, the defensive edge guy, or do he classify himself as a linebacker? Now, we do know at 4-3 defense, MICAH Parsons by far is an edge guy. But if he plays a 3-4 defense, he's by far a linebacker. It just depends on how you look at it. So what I'm telling y'all is that the best way to decipher this is what y'all think he is. Not what y'all think he play, but what do y'all see him as when he's playing. He's playing edge rushing, right? So this should be much to do about nothing, but since he got the silver and blue and the star on the side of his helmet, people will fight amongst themselves and say, Parsons is greedy, get rid of him, trade him away, let's do this, let's move on from him. I can't stand him nor the agent or what have you, but it's better to have him in the house versus outside of the house setting it on fire. So that's what I'm saying. All I could think of is that the Cowboys will always be the center of attractions and attention. And, of course, they already got trade proposals from the Green Bay Packers on this. And the trade proposal goes a little like this. The Cowboys trade proposal, according to some people that's around the community, and these are just rumored in because there's no ability to have conversations with him without tampering, right? Because Parsons collectively is under contract. But MICAH Parsons signs a 4-year, $180 million extension. The trade proposal goes like this. Romeo Dobbs, not Lou Dobbs, right? And they get the 2026 first-round draft pick, 2026 third-round draft pick, and a 2027 first-round draft pick. And so much for that, and then they go on and on from here. So that would be the proposal. And this guy right here, Ricky, on Twitter or the X app, that's what he do. He finds small details of conversations and he repurposes it back on Twitter. He's not an agent, but he's been right on some and he's been wrong on some. But just to go by with what Ricky is saying here, the Packers have the trade on the table with the Cowboys. Parsons with a new contract worth $45 million per year. Go Packers, go. Dallas Cowboys. This is a wild report from the Packers putting out $45 million offer. Now, back in the days, Cowboy Nation, there was a similar situation and scenario even with Dak Prescott on his very first deal when the Cowboys front office saying, man, we are not finna to pay Dak Prescott 30. The Colts came out. There was some leak information saying that, hey, we will pay him 35 straight up. And this was before everybody was making 35. Now, everybody that came and rocked with that story initially, people were considered liars, right? And that's the problem. When you don't have validations behind you or credit behind you or creditations behind you, people will consider you a liar, right? But then when time passes through and they realize and they cross every T, dot the I's, and they said, nah, that was the truth. That was a real story. That's how things go, unfortunately, when you're on this side of the table, especially when you're a content creator and these sorts of things. People will lie and say, hey, I got this information. Or you will hear sources and information straight from the source. But by it being that you're not under the 3-ladder or 4-ladder network, because Adam Schefter get it wrong all the time too. And lo and behold, if you ever get a chance to watch these draft experts, oh man, they be wrong about 90% of the time. All right, David J with the super chat, appreciate you.
David J $5. This situation is crazy law. How is this news about the Packers not tampering on their part?
Tampering only exists when the Cowboys do it. Manipulating structures with the salary cap and these sorts of things only exist when the Cowboys do it. Most of these penalties and fines only exist when the Cowboys do it. But I do know that there's other teams that get hit up with tampering and doing all types of crazy stuff. I would never forget that Rob Gronkowski, he was considered retired. The Bills said, okay, we're going to send you a contract. He was under contract for the Bills. And to make a longer story short, Tom Brady got picked up by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I'm loosely telling you this story. And it may be some spare parts that I'm missing out on. But when Tom Brady picked up the phone and called Gronkowski, he said, hey, I want you to come to Tampa Bay. Play with me. Let's go for another run. And all he did was pick up the phone, called the Bills, and said, hey, man, I'm retired. And let a month or so go by. And the Bills released their holds on him because they thought he was retired. Then the very next day, he running routes and catching balls from Tom Brady. Had that been a Cowboy situation, they would have been able to rescind that particular contract and say, nah, we own the rights to that. In order for you to go play for another team, there will be some type of compensation that have to be included, because we can't just let you scot-free go over somewhere else, because we were initially having the conversation for you to be here and you were supposed to sign here, but all of a sudden you retired. That's bullshit, right? So it is for what it is. It is for what it is. But let that be the Cowboys, boy, we be having all type of sanctions and all type of other stuff that can go on, in a negative connotation. All right, so with that being said, let me make sure I got everything here that I was going to go over. Bear with me. Yeah, we went over that already. Okay, good. All right, so with that being said, Cowboy Nation, we still waiting. We still refreshing everything and making sure that everything is copacetic. Tampering is only tampering when it is against us or when it's to benefit us. They will have some type of situation to release that said information, right? All right, so for example, and I'm going to say this before I play this audio, for extreme examples, There's a guy named Rashid Rice. Yeah, I know y'all remember that. He had some nefarious things that happened, right? Some crazy stuff that happened. And he's based out of here in Dallas, of course. Shout out to him. I know the trainer and all of the people that work with him. He got a 6-game suspension. What benefits him with this 6-game suspension, he's already hurt for 3 weeks. So they're going to have a continuancy of whatever his suspension hit. Technically, this brother only have a 3-game suspension. If you're already going through injuries and they put this 6-game suspension on you, that's like peeing in the ocean right there. That's not going to hurt him. That's not going to turn the ocean yellow, right? So it's crazy how this guy can go through missing only 6 games. When we had a guy that's on our team that missed multitudes of games and never had a mug shot, never been arrested, I'm not letting 2017 go. I'm not. So it's just for what it is. Look how crazy the world works and benefit others. But let me get back to this point about what happened to MICAH Parsons so we can move on to it. Yeah, come on with it.
Yo, Jerry Jones, you ain't slick. Why? You think you could get a better deal, pull something over on MICAH Parsons by discussing this with him. Now,
all right, hold on. I like his approach to it. 2 things can be true, and he gave the side of Parsons, and he gave the side of Jerry Jones, and he threw in the side of the agent too. But let's listen to what he said.
Even though you didn't initiate it, you certainly didn't turn it down because you knew, this is going to be favorable for you and the Dallas Cowboys. Not mad at it. MICAH Parsons, you ain't slick because you think you could cozy up and butter up to Jerry Jones. I'm sure it went down like, hey, David, guess what? Me and Jerry is super cool, so let me just try and get something going with him. Or you didn't tell your agent, David, who is your employee, you didn't tell him, hey, man, I'm about to go out there and do it. You just called up Jerry Jones and said, I'm going to get this done. I'm the boss, and David works for me. Or you're David. You ain't slick. Like, you think you can make it work? You think you can get that intro going? Because right now, they're not responding to us. They're not initiating anything. If you think you can get it going, and then I'll finish it up and follow through and sign the deal. Oops. Abort mission. Jerry Jones didn't go according to plan. Here we go.
Yes, indeed. So with that being said, the abort mission thing, we've seen storylines like this before. You go over there, initiate the conversation so we can get things going. One of my favorite movies, man, was it 5 Heartbeats? It was the Shy Guy. Shy Guy. You go over there, you act like he's shy a little bit, and you scoop the lady up, just play the shy guy role, and that's just how this is all assuming, this is how that could have happened there. Like, we know that MICAH Parsons eagerly wanted to get paid last year, right? And then we do know from a football connotation that he is kind of looking at it to get paid earlier. And then it hit me. It did hit us all that there's only a one-way conversation. But what if I told you, when you allow, Preacher Boy, Jay Blazin, yeah. When you go through, is it Queso 52? Yes, boy, you threw me off when you stood with the Miles Austin uncap year. Yeah, there was a situation. Hold on, before I go into that conversation, I got to say this is why it's on top of my mind, on the top of my cranium.
Let me crack your cranium and
fertilize your brain. Let me talk about this right quick. There was a year that they turned the caps off. And the Cowboys was like, well, this would be a good way for us to dump all of the money, right? And they did that. I think the Cowboys and the Washington team were the 2 teams that said, okay, let's finagle. Let's go ahead and front load the contract. Slide the money that we were going to pay him in these years and push it back so that it can look good on the books, right? And I think the Cowboys and the Washington team did it brilliantly, right? Don't y'all know that how they orchestrated that or finessed that book on the papers they cleared off a lot of money, and it benefited us. But they took away, what was the penalty? Y'all can put it down in the chat. They took away some draft picks for it. They gave us a slap, a fine, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Us in Washington. And at that time, of course, they didn't like Daniel or Snyder, so he was just as bad as Jerry. But what I'm getting at, boy, they shanked us with the butter knife. Now, fast forwarding now, hell, that's all we see now. All we see now are voidable years attached to contracts, sliding money here and making it an escape hatch. I wish we could do contracts like this on everyday life. I wish we can do contracts like this with car payments if you have them. I wish we could put like, yeah, man, I'm going to put some voidable years on my car note so when it get down to the 5th and the 6th year, I can just slide that money, just give me the lump sum early. I wish we can do that. And the NFL is the only organization and franchise. I don't know about MLB and NBA. Y'all can let me know if they have voidable years on their contract. But, man, that's the only way that you can slide money around, and what you see on paper is not what you really see. Boy, that's crazy. But back to what Marcellus Wiley was saying, and I ain't talking about – no, I ain't going to bring that up. But what he was saying basically is sometimes you got to play that role, go over there, poke the bear, wake him up so we can get some deal going. Well, what we didn't account for is that bear ate him. That bear ate up MICAH Parsons, and that bear name is Jerry Jones. And when you have players to get to their 5th-year option, I said this all along, that the 5th-year option is like a poor man's franchise tag, because all of that money is not prorated, but is given to you at one lump sum. And that $21 to $24 million is what MICAH Parsons' NFL collective bargain agreement and NFLPA is fighting over, is what he's going to receive all at once. What will best this team out or better this team out if they rip that up and do a contract extension before next year. That would benefit the team. But if you have reservations on a player, you wait till they get to their 5th-year option, and when they get to the 5th-year option, if they perform up to the levels that you like, you work a deal out from there. If they don't perform up to the levels that you don't like, then you let them walk. That's where we are at with MICAH Parsons. Now, here's the other side of it. Jerry Jones is known to cave and to fold up at these moments. But if you don't have a single thread of conversation, if they're not going back and forth, it is a problem. Now, in that talk piece with Jerry Jones and as well as I want to say Stephen A. Smith, he did say, hey, go get your agent on the phone. Let's get some deals going. But he said it to the camera. And it could be a lot of tongue in cheek. Because any business deal, you need to say that publicly. No, you don't have to. You can just pick up the phone and call the agent, or better yet, the agent call you. There's somewhere a line that there's no communications, and all it is just a lot of backlog conversation that we can't get things moving and grooving. And speaking of that, on 105.3 The Fan, they was talking about MICAH Parsons regarding the trade rumor, and this is Nick Eatman on that conversation.
Schottenheimer also said he spoke with MICAH for about an hour over body language and a lot of different things.
Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear.
How are you feeling now? It's just day by day because the practice.
Got a super chat. Appreciate your Iceberg Q. By year 3, we should know if we are going to extend. Woo! It made my face baller. How ugly my face is. Ooh. Ooh, wee. Yeah. Iceberg Q. Great analysis there. Great analysis. If no injuries, if you draft the guy, if he's homegrown, by year 3, you should know who he is. Ooh, I love that. That should be a staple piece. And here's why. Old folks say either you're going to take a dump or get off the pot. That's the PG-13 version. And I think that our problem with, and I'm not beating up the team, but I am. Our problem is that we so slow to understanding who we got and what we got. We do two things. Either we hold on to a player too long for them to prove themselves, or we definitely don't have the ability to trade away a guy to get something back in return. I agree with your iceberg, Q. It's the simple fact that after that third season, you should be saying, okay, I know who he is. I got all of the personal information. And by that time, it's so early to extend that player that regardless if he get hurt down the line, you still winning. Because if you already know what he's capable of doing, right? If the Cowboys already knew that Parsons was this guy, right? Himothy and all of this stuff. By the edge of the third year, going into the fourth and the fifth year, they would have been able to put him an offer that he couldn't even refuse at that present day time. A la even to this particular point. If the Cowboys already identified that CeeDee Lamb is Himothy, oh, I love that word, then by his third season, you would have been able to lock in C. Dangerous Lamb at $22 to $28 million APY. Now, from his perspective, he could be looking at it like, damn, I could be making what JJ making, Jay Jetta, or damn, I could be making what AJ Brown is making. But at that time, you got paid early and you got a boatload of cash, and then you can always revisit the table once everything has got it going from there. But by waiting, instead of you paying that $22 to $28 million, now you're paying $36. That will be a real good situation and scenario. For example, I know hindsight is 20/20, and I know some people will always look at Dak Prescott the way he is, the lack of playoff success, etc. But what if I told you, instead of pussyfooting and lollygagging, that's what old folks say in Mississippi, around, is that you could have already had him at 20 to 25. And then when it was time for him to re-up, you could have already had him at 40 to 45. But now you're paying 60 because of the weight and the continuity of that. Now, that's only if you believe it in said quarterback. Now, if you didn't believe in the quarterback, you wait for all of these things to fall, and you had no backup plan or contingency plan. And we already seen the reveal of the contingency plan was Trey Lance, right? It just that he didn't pan out. The brother couldn't hit water if he fell off a boat, right? And they tried to stress that factor, and he just wasn't Himothy or none of these. You know what I'm saying? He was a thief. That's what he was. And we got robbed of a fourth-round draft pick. We got robbed of time. We got robbed of all of those things, talking about growth and developing, for him to go to a whole nother team. Those were a waste of years that you couldn't get back, regardless of the situation with Trigger Trey Lance. You can't get that back. That developing, that time of him being behind Dak Prescott was a waste. A waste of time, waste of emotions, a waste of energy, and a waste of evaluation that you could have received from a better backup quarterback versus your wide receivers out there on the field. It was a complete waste. I can't make this stuff up. But back to the actual conversation from 105.3 The Fan.
Practice days are dwindling. You feel more confident? This might be a dumb question. You can say it. You feel more confident about him playing against the Eagles or practicing first?
I think he'd have to. I mean, I think they have to go hand in hand.
So you think he has to? You think he has to practice?
I think he has to practice.
Okay.
And I think that he would say he has to practice. I mean, the last thing that MICAH Parsons needs to do after all of this and how $40 million a year and 42 and whatever the number is, the last thing he can do is go out there and suck. I mean, like, and I'm not saying he would, or because he never really has, but I'm just saying, you know, he hasn't played his best games against the Eagles. The Eagles have figured some things out with you know, they don't go at him the same. So he can't go out here to do all this and not play well. I think he has to practice some. And
all right, Eric, this in the chat. Don't you get moist. Don't you get moist by him saying he haven't played his best games against the Eagles. Don't get moist over there. Don't get moist.
I think he knows that. But, they've got a few more practice days between now and then to do that. The interesting thing here, if I could say this about Mike, his agent said a long time ago that we want to be last. Okay, of all the defensive ends, pass rushers, we're going to be last. Well, the cycle is now all gone. I mean, they've all signed or done something. Hendrickson did something just the other day, and so he's kind of off the table for right now. So here they are. They are last. They're last to the table, and that's something that David Mulligata has said, and I think that here we are. So that's why I still hold out some hope that maybe a deal could be done, or at least something to get him on the field.
Nick Eatman, D&M Leasing Hotline from DallasCowboys.com.
Before he goes into that conversation, show of hands if you guys listened to the Michael Irvin podcast yesterday, and he gave a great point about Emmitt Smith holdout versus MICAH Parsons. It's a little bit different when you're on the offensive side versus defensive side. The good thing, the saving grace of MICAH Parsons, basically, of course, offense, you can't determine who hit you. On defense, you determine the hitting. So that's a major difference there. Now, if it is a situation that you're looking at this Parsons deal, and I know we're Parsons fatigue, but this ties into the game one. It's necessary for y'all to get some of this ingredients for context. On Michael Irvin podcast, he lamented this right here, and I should have snippet the audio so you guys can hear from him. But I'm going to paraphrase. No need to do that right now. If you guys think that MICAH Parsons is a one-trick pony, if it's any a time or ever a time for him to be that one-trick pony, will be week 1, week 2. To only chase to go get the quarterback at this particular abbreviations of time. The problem is with this, even though because on the edge rush, there's not a lot of thinking, right? Disengage, rip, get upfield. Try to bend, do the principal things that you know that you can do. The only drawback to this is that the calluses on your body, being able to get that battle war room ready together. He haven't had that. He haven't had the ability to have those reps against pro football players. Now, he can rep against me all day. He'll win 1,000 and 1,000,000 times over. And I'm not even that much in the way. He can go reps against Rico and Dre Matic all day. But repping against a professional player is a different situation. Hand placement, disengaging, dip shoulders, bend, get upfield. If you put him on a pitch count week 1, there could be some possibilities. But just like anything, in the words of Mike McCarthy, just like anything, there will be some repercussions because soft tissue issues is a major thing, right? And the overall endorphins and all of that stuff that's counting into your body, first game back in your home state and all of this stuff versus the filthy Eagles, you're going to want to show up and show out the best. But you ain't going up against chopped liver. You're going up against Jordan Mailata and all of those people. So you're going to have to get things going. Now, Dre Matic, I beat that. Hey, y'all can tell Parsons tag him. Yeah, I beat that tail on the spades. Yes, indeed. And he was frustrated. Yeah. I said, yes, be all what you want, but give me them books, you know. She, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Mama Parsons, spades, too. Yeah. That was his partner. Beat him bad, you know. Yeah, beat him bad, but beat him and his mama. Yeah, you know, no kids were harmed during these spade tables. But when he joined forces with me, when Parsons joined forces with me, we 3-0 now. We 3-0. But what I'm getting at is that overall, not the kind that you wear, but what I'm saying is that if the Cowboys really are smart with this, if it's over a few $1 million, man, just go ahead and pay the few $1 million, Jerry. Now, if it's over tens of $20 or $30 million, that's a whole nother conversation. What is a few $1 million, man? Get this man out there today. Let him get ramped up. For sure, we know he will be ready week 3 and week 4. And give him about 10 to 15 snaps week 1, maybe 10 to 15 snaps week 2. I'm just saying.
How much do you think in your mind, is it starting to weigh in your mind that they could sit out game 1 like Jalen Ramsey did under Mulughetto and just sit out like Emmett?
As close as it gets, you throw it all out on the table. What I can't get past is, like, why was he here all this time? Why was he doing a hold in?
Right.
It was. I mean, wasn't that just?
C. Burleson, you pulling me to the left. C. Burleson. Hold on. We're going to get this day out, man. I'm trying not to do a 10-hour live stream. All right, so we cut Booth. Did we for real? Let me see. Who reported it? Y'all got to let me know so when I look it up, when y'all say what we did, C. Burleson, you one of my real ones. If we cut them, please provide the sources so I won't be trying to pin the tail on the donkey. Y'all help me out, man. It's a team effort. We working together. This is a this is a community podcast.
So he wouldn't get fined. So and a $1.245 million paycheck just seems.
But he wouldn't get fined. He wouldn't get fined dressing with a bad back, right? Or just being on the sideline with a bad back.
You're right, and that's why.
He said Todd Archer report. Let me go to my guy Todd Archer, man. Let's give a round of applause to him, man. So when I see him, I'm gonna put a little dollars in his pocket, man. Keep up that momentum. Let me pull it up right quick. Go get Kobe Bryant. Hell yeah, I like that kid's skill set, the football player. Let me see what Todd Archer states. And also, we did and we will be signing Trayshawn Holden back to the practice squad, by the way. All right, so 4 minutes ago. Okay, let me reshare this.
Asterisk Cowboy execution asterisk $5. Remember MICAH set out the COVID year in college and came in the league as a rookie and tore it up.
Yeah, but if I'm Parsons, word of advice, football is not that long. It's for short. National Football League is different. And, of course, he set out that C-19 year. But this is different. This is extremely different. He's much older now. Limbs and body and ligaments tend to break off easier now and all of this, and the exuberance of not knowing and going into a battle and warship, it's not the same. And keep in mind, Petty Jerry, we seen he would burn the whole franchise down to prove a point, right? He fired a coach that won back-to-back Super Bowls. He said, I'm going to fire that mother sucker, So I don't play around with Jerry like that, because Jerry at the end of the day said, man, you know what? I can miss out on this money to prove a point. I got you for 3 years. I own you. So if you want to play hardball with me, you won't see the light of day for 3 years. Take him to the hole, Yeah. Who remember that Shawshank Redemption? One of my favorite movies, man. And old boy, he was saying, why you got to do this? You a little obtuse. Obtuse? Put him in the hole. He put old boy Andy Dufresne in the hole for calling him obtuse. Y'all remember that? Now, we know how the storyline ends with them shoes and everything, but he was a little obtuse, And that's just for what it is. So I don't want him to be Andy Dufresne and get thrown in the hole for 3 years. And Jerry would do just that. I own you for 3 years. What, Zion Children is gone? Put the sources out there, Ray. Put the sources out there. God, no, let me go back. Let me go back to this this statement right here, okay, or this excerpt from Todd Archer. It states, to make room for Twerk Bridges and Stewart, appreciate you. The Cowboys have released Andre Booth in Zion. These boys better be showing us some great tape, because Zion Childress was Himothy almost out there. When coming down, fitting and hitting, and I haven't seen the other tape, so I'm sitting here like, what the world is going on? Childress likely to return to the practice squad if it clears. Oh, my God. All right, I'm going to be looking at tape. and Reddy Stewart and Twerk Bridges, they better be on it. Todd got it though. Todd Archer got it. All right, so let's get back to this conversation that we were talking about.
It was very important to do the MRI the other day and all that, and you're not getting treatment though. So it would get messy. It would get real messy if you tried to play that game with the bad back.
Yeah.
Because you haven't. I mean, I don't know all this, but I'm just saying, the Cowboys could look into a lot of things here. And okay, well, you still are playing some ping pong in the locker room, and and you went this summer. You went and did a lot of things. So how'd you hurt your back?
Yeah.
Because you haven't practiced and all that. So
yeah, I saw him hop the fence. I saw him hop the fence in Oxnard.
Yeah. Like, does the CBA have anything like where, like, if the MRI is clean and the team doctors clear you, but you say you're not ready? Like, does that they have any kind of recourse for doc?
Yeah. Man, that the road to Zion is bumpy. Yeah, that the Lord giveth, the Lord taketh, and I can't wait. I got to go watch some tape on Reddy and Bridges. I got to watch both of those guys tape. They better be showing me something on tape that's better than Zion. I get the Booth situation, As a DB, God knows that he shouldn't be talking that light. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't be having that high-pitched voice like he Mike Tyson or somebody playing DB, But like Iceberg Q says, Diggs better be ready week 1 if that's the case in scenario. Yeah. Talking about Temu shopping. Like, if we really wanted to, like, solidify this role, because I said in my previous videos on TikTok and beyond, 3 critical areas that we need to take a look at and improve at. Cornerback was one of those areas, but I said clearly a veteran cornerback, not these guys. These guys don't even have a resume. But we will find out. And I said also defensive one tackle, one tech. Running back. Those were my 3 critical areas. So far, we playing around moving furniture on the decks of the Titanic. It's like, hey, do it look better on this side or do it look better on that side? Don't matter. It's the Titanic. It's going down. So we'll find out, man. I ain't going to cast any aspersions on them boys. But we'll see. We'll see.
Making him pay to try to force him out there.
I think so. I mean, I think the Cowboys, that's the reason why they did the MRI. They wanted to make sure, let's get ahead of this. And so in case this didn't happen. As far as the CBA and all that goes, I don't know actually how it all works. I'm sure all that's factored in, but I bet you, like anything else, it wouldn't be quick. It's not going to be a quick deal to, like, but let's resolve this thing. And the more layers that it goes like that, the worse this gets for this long-term situation.
So Nick, he's not been getting treatment with them?
All right, so he talking about treatment and everything. Rev 757 Law. I'm just worried that Parsons' situation is sabotaging our locker room and new coaching staff. It dampers the mood, right? Nobody likes to get in a new car in the passenger seat. Somebody in there just farting and stanking up the spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm just trying to test drive a new car, man. Who is making this thing stank? The whole Parsons situation. At least get the coaching staff a few games in, at least, man. It's like, let Shotty and Eberflus start off on a good foot, not starting off with drama, payout dilemmas and stuff like that. Could all be settled and done. Like, what's the bottom line, Jerry? What's the bottom line, Parsons? What's the bottom line, David Mulughetto? What's the bottom line? What do you want? What do y'all need? Right? That's all I'm saying. Showing a good habit to those who's introduced to the first time, first impressions and all of this stuff. Yeah, 805, we did release Zion. It's a bumpy road to it, right? Like, what do you want? I just wish, man, one of these days a reporter asks Jerry, what do you want? What do you want? When it's all said and done, what do you want? Do you want this documentary to overshadow everything that we're doing here for the 2025 season? Or do you want to make it about you, or do you want to make it about the Cowboys? The fans are going to always be fans. They're going to pick sides. They're going to fight each other. But ultimately, what is your goal? I think that's what we need to do with Jerry. We need to sit Jerry down and say, what is your goal? What do you want out of the 2025 season? What do you want? Okay, so if you want Super Bowl, down this pathway, doing all of these extracurricular activities, prove that the last 30 years, 30 seasons, or 29 years, 29 seasons, however you want to look at it, that this is not the formula. So are you satisfied? Because your wife and daughter, a trail of tears, saying that their grandbabies may not ever see the Cowboys lifting up that Lombardi trophy. So let's have some finite deadlines all put together. Next season, let's have all the contracts done by June, or have all the contracts done at least by minimum July. Let's have a deadline or something. We can't be just recklessly trying to get a result done on the freestyle. Like we need to get these things done. And if you send player evaluation to 365, then why in the hell for 365 days we had Booth here and we just not getting rid of him? Y'all get what I'm saying? T-Rev says, by the way, thank you for giving me hope while I'm on the road working. Appreciate you, DC for life. That's T-Rev, man. Appreciate you, man. Shout out, salute to all of the truck drivers, man. Yeah. Texas boy, man. Appreciate y'all, man. That's all we want, man, because I want Super Bowl. If I want an apple pie, I don't need to be where the banana's at, right? What is it, Lord? It's a banana pie. But I wanted apples. Why you over there with the oranges? That's what we've been doing, ladies and gentlemen. We want Super Bowl. We want playoff success. We want seasonal success. But let's come out with a documentary. Let's come out with slow to pay your star-studded players. Let's come out without having the conversations with the agent. It's okay to get mad and frustrated with things. You're supposed to get mad and frustrated when you're talking about money of that magnitude. If you think I'm lying, go try to buy something and watch that underwriter. When I try to close on my house, boy, how tall are you? What color your pee? Man, hey, we need to know your mom's maiden name. Like, what my mama got to do with this? I'm buying a house. Well, we need to know all of this information. What school you went to? And have you taken out a loan in the last 5 years? Yeah, and what your future kids going to be named? Y'all know what I'm telling the truth. Especially those who finna close on a house. Them underwriters going to under you, boy. They going to get under you. How long is that beard? And they keep calling. Are your ears pierced? Where you park your car, on the front or the back of the house? They want to know everything. Because you're talking about money. How far do you live from your job? Do you work from home? How long you been on that job? Didn't I get pre-approved for this? Can't you see my credit score good? Yeah, but we got to know more. Can you get this notarized? Dramatic, though, I'm telling the truth. They want to know how them socks smell. How often do you wash your clothes in the house, or car? They want to know everything. So, of course, it's going to get muddy Of course it's going to get nasty. They're going to send a private investigator out there, too, making sure you ain't lying on your resume. Yeah, lying on your stuff, you know. Yeah. And they're looking for reasons to not pay you or give you the money. I had some beer head in my mouth. Boy, that beer growing fast, boy.
I don't think so. I don't think he's been getting I don't think this is a steady everyday thing as far as him getting treatment on the back. I think the back, from what I've always been told, the back is air quotes.
Right.
That's what that's what we all kind of think. So, the back tightness, I don't even know, he hasn't made a comment really since then if that was the reason for laying down or whatever. But, ultimately that wasn't a good look. This thing is getting worse and worse as we go. But maybe I'm just, glass half full. I still feel like he's gonna be there. I just feel like he's gonna play in the game and he's gonna practice here soon. And, I think Friday's a big day for him to get on the practice field. And I think they're off a couple days here. If they, they'll start ramping this thing up. It's game week, starting tomorrow really is, you're a week from the game.
So, Nick, that leads us then to this Packer rumor again. We brought it up to you a couple weeks ago. Yesterday it started getting louder and louder that they've agreed to parameters, $45 million. Green Bay would pay him. MICAH and has to sign off. That's all it's waiting for. Packers beat reporters are starting to get excited, the fan base. What do you think of that now?
Yeah, I mean, it is getting a little bit more it seems like it's surfacing a little bit more. Now, I don't know if it's more just an internet thing or not, but I mean, the $45 million, I mean, that's all nice and good for them when he's there.
All right, got a super chat.
Kate Choice $25 5. Law. Rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing. I am a mortgage underwriter, you giving us a bad rep. Lol. I am declining somebody right now though.
I believe you. I believe you declined that person. Y'all underwriters, y'all got to stop putting people through that. Yeah, them underwriters, boy, that's the final boss to any test. You're sitting there like, I got the pre-approval. That ain't really what you really want. You get the pre-approval letter. You sitting there saying, yeah, I can get approved for this range of money, And then you go start shopping. You got your realtor, who is your agent, quote unquote. They telling you about the school district. They telling you about what's to come in the next 5 or maybe the next 10 years if you got a real good realtor, right? And they telling you the cons and pros of this house, the square footages and what you can get and what you can't get and what amenities that you may have and these sorts of things. And then you definitely don't want, ladies and gentlemen, if you in the process of getting a home, don't dance with the first house you see, by the way. You can fall in love with one, but I call it the rule of 2. Make sure you get more than one so that you can make sure where you're going to park your car at, where you're going to leave your car, where the people, the guest room, the private room, the man cave, and all of this stuff. Do it make a lot of noise? Do it don't? All of this stuff. Contextualize it. And then when you finally go through all of the paperwork, trying to close on the house, making sure you get everything done, here comes that old straggly, no offense to UK Choice, the underwriter. Boy, they sitting there saying, hey, we regret to inform you that there's more and more information that we need to know in order to get this deal done. Then you sitting here like, wait a minute. You took me through all of this process. It's been 4 or 5 months. Now I got to go through another situation. So with that being said, I get what Jerry is trying to do, right? I understand that Jerry don't want to pay Parsons anywhere but $45 million. That's crazy. $40 million. Oh, by the way, it could be the inverse. I don't think that David Mulugeta said take that contract and stick it up your you know what. I guarantee you, Jerry Jones, it was the inverse. Jerry saying, are you SHITTIN me? You know what I'm saying? Put the G somewhere else. You can stick that contract up your pie hole. You know what I'm saying? Because that's insane for me to pay a guy that type of money. No. I got a deal on the table with Parsons. We done already spit handshaked on it, did the Bohemian Grove rituals and everything. And you mean to tell me that you trying to get more money? No, I don't want that. K-Choice say, man, them realtors be lying. I already know. All right, let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's get it one way or another. Let's listen to this.
Problem. But that has nothing to do with the Cowboys. The Cowboys is like, all right, are you giving us enough to get rid of them? Are you if we're going to trade him, then I think that's got to be hammered out. And I just can't imagine. I can't imagine Jerry doing that and the Cowboys making this move. Not right now. I don't think you trade him, but before the draft.
Okay.
Before the
season.
I mean, what are you getting? What are you getting? You're trading him to a team that's been good. That team has been better than you. And now you're going to trade him to get a pick in the 26, 27, 28 range or whatever, mid-20s?
Yeah. So you're saying more so because of the timing. You're adding in the team too.
I don't think it makes sense at all, and for a lot of reasons. Number one, what does it show to your locker room that this is what we're doing, and we're not getting really anything? If it's just draft picks,
right?
I don't know what would be in return, but let's just say it's draft picks. What is that? That doesn't help you for this year. So you're basically telling the team in the locker room that we got our eyes on the future. Then what are you getting in return? 2 number ones, 3 number one? Okay, hey. Nothing again. This team has drafted well for the last decade or so, but
get him, Nick.
You're looking at mid-20s. I mean, would you take MICAH Parsons for Tyler Smith, Mozzie Smith, and Tyler Guyton? I mean, one of them's an all-pro, but for those 3 guys, that's what you have picked in the last 3 times in mid-20s.
Yeah. Man, I made that same analogy or conversation before in the last, 3 or 4 weeks, like, if them picks would only work if you can package those first-round picks and move all the way up to get Arch Manning. Oops, did I say that out loud? I'm just messing with y'all. I'm messing with y'all. Don't y'all, them Dak Unites haters are going to be like, yeah, Law said it. He got a great point. You trade Parsons to the Packers. You get the 26, you get the first, 2 firsts and the third, and then you package those together. And then you move up. And you get Arch Manning, and you get whoever else. The Cowboys can be on their way. In 2030, we winning out 2 or 3 Super Bowls down the line. 2030 boys, right? Jerry be long gone from that time frame. Or he may outlive us all, or we all gone. And Jerry be the only one to see that. He be the only one to see that Super Bowl. But what I'm getting at is that what Nick Eatman is saying, that there's no guaranteed crystal ball that you can see far as trading with the Packers, who's also in the NFC, by the way. If you're going to trade Parsons off to anybody, it better be an AFC team. It better not be within the confines of what we've seen exactly, even though it wasn't a trade, but exactly what the damn Giants did. The Giants literally gave the Eagles another Super Bowl by allowing Saquon Barkley to go to the Eagles. That's crazy. That inter-conference type of thing or divisional type of thing, you should already have in the maps of your mind. If we're going to get rid of this guy or if we're going to offload a guy, make sure that they don't come back to bite us, and make sure they're not in the same conference is all I'm saying. And we played in week 4. Ooh, Cowboy fan 92. That could be another situation for ratings, though. Jerry love ratings. We want to trade Parsons for Genty in a first-round pick or nothing. It is AFC, but I would not do that. Because at the end of the day, man, let Peter Griffin talk about it.
Hold on. You have a choice. You can have the boat or the mystery box.
What, are you crazy? We'll take the boat.
No, not so fast, Lois. A boat's a boat, but the mystery box could be anything. It could even be a boat.
We don't know who Genty is. We don't know who the Raiders going to give us back in return. I do not want to do that. It's still no. Let's listen to the rest of it.
Now, not to say that they don't strike
right.
gold every now and again, and they do. But that's the type of player that you're probably going to get. So, and you got to play him week 4. I don't see any benefit for that at all.
So,
I mean, AFC. If you're doing it, it's AFC all day.
Yeah,
so Nick,
me and him
would you
speaking the
then,
same term.
If you're going to rank the potential outcomes and scenarios, to you trading him before the season or even this season, that would be lower down the likelihood list than something like either getting an extension done or potentially getting to next off season and saying, you know what, this has not worked out yet. We need to just make a move.
I think I still think he'll play this season. I think that's the highest scenario for me. The highest ranking scenario is that he plays this season, and then how he plays, how the team plays, how he conducts himself throughout the year. All that will factor in with that. Because like I said before, the $42 million Band-Aid or whatever cures all. But if it's not that, if he's still playing, but it's not necessarily with that kind of Band-Aid, then what? And does this thing get worse and worse? But I don't know. I'm done predicting because I thought it would be done 2 weeks ago, but I'm still not ready to say that this isn't happening or something can't get resolved for him to go play because he's a football player. He loves to play. He loves going back to Philadelphia and playing, and I just have a hard time thinking he's not going to be out there.
Thank you, brother. We'll talk on Friday. Good stuff.
Good stuff from them, man. Be sure to check out them on their podcast and beyond. Always good stuff, man. With Nick Eatman and especially with Bobby Belt and those boys over there, I think that they provided some good, fair, and balanced approach to it. All right, so I truly believe that he will get signed. I truly believe that we all don't know when he gets signed. Somebody can say as soon as early as Friday, or someone can say, well, let's ramp him up now. He's under contract. He should go out there and roll the dice like D-Law did and get to moving. Two different conversations. D-Law, and he's my guy, shout out to the Laws, was on his way out trying to prove it. He wasn't making no Pro Bowls at the time, no All-Pros. And the only thing that lit fire up under his, was the Cowboys drafting in the first round an edge rusher that played on his side. Literally. And to this point and to this degree, if I'm off the top of my mind, we give Mozzie a tough time, but Taco was more productive than Mozzie. I think Taco's had like 3 sacks his first year, 2 sacks his second season, and 5 sacks his third season, but he was already gone. He went to Miami, and he had 5 sacks. Y'all can look it up. I'm going off the top of my mind, right? And it is for what it is. The problem is that when we drafted Tacos, he played the same side D-Law played on. So he had to flip from another side, and he just never was good for us on that particular aspect of it. And D-Law, the moment we got Tacos, he had double-digit sacks back-to-back. Haven't seen that D-Law since that time frame. But they also included, after he didn't got his big lump sum of money, was the original 14, 15 days without a single damn holding penalty. And he was the only quote-unquote war daddy that we had on the team because nobody else can get there until we got Robert Quinn in them. Yeah. My guy Jay says 30 minutes before kickoff, just like Dak, he's going to get paid. Yeah. Tacos do sound some good right now. Yeah. What today is Wednesday. Maybe I do tacos today. Not duck ones. Taco wanted to smoke weed too, by the way. Miko, now he can roll and smoke all he want. Him, Randy, Gregory, all of them. Yeah, they can smoke all they want now. I like tacos, Mike McCarthy. Yes, indeed. Mike has been dishonest. Have y'all considered that? A lie is a lie. I feel you. I feel you on the aspect of players going into one thing, coming out with another, getting advice from someone else, and then realizing, damn, I made a mistake. Let my agent handle all of this, right? and how we feel about a certain thing and how the organization feel about a certain thing. It's not the same how these professional players feel about a thing. So it is that tangible thing that we got to all talk about. But let me tell y'all something. On the positive side, there is a guy. Yeah, Queso says D-Law also used a back surgery for his contract. Yeah, D-Law was very, very, very calculated with his. All right. On the positive side, there is a guy that's excited to be here for a second chance, and he already talked about we're gonna beat the Eagles, we're gonna beat the Giants, and he's putting his his mouth out there, and I love it. Here you go, right here.
Beat up on Philly. Yeah. We're going to beat up on Philly. Then we're going to beat up on the Giants.
He agreed with you.
Boy, please. Then we're going to beat up on the Bears. We're going to the rack. Yeah, that's going to be the word. That's going to be the word right there. Then we're going to beat up on them Packers. You know we ain't never rock with no Tease heads. Goofy.
I love it. I love it. Love it from the mouth of the youth, and also being able to talk to the extreme youth, the offspring. Is Perion Winfrey, not Oprah, but Perion. You know, I would say this. I love every bit of this video. Now, of course, he got to back up what he said. This could be ammunition, but with his mindset saying, and the baby was agreeing with him, laughing. You know, so cute and cuddly. The baby was laughing, but he was saying the truth. We're going to beat up on Philly. We're going to beat up on the Giants. Then we're going to beat up on Chicago. He already got the schedule memorized in his mindset that what he's going to do. And I love that. And at the end of the day, Cowboy Nation, with his mindset saying already what he's trying to do, manifestation is a real thing. Thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall be established. Boy, y'all having church today. And that's what he said, and he know for sure. Number 99, he know for sure of what his intentions are. As a team, you got to have that guy that can declare and decree. You got to have that guy that can speak things and speak life into it. What was it? I was watching the documentary. And one of the things that I really love was the fact that after the very first Super Bowl, they were talking about the fact that they were down in the first quarter or the first half. But what brought them back to the attentions of everything, because their Super Bowl ultimately was beating up the San Fran before you go into the Super Bowl and all of these things, is that was their Super Bowl because they beat the team that everybody was saying, yeah, the Cowboys, they may be a year early. Maybe they are a year too early. But by next year, they can do X, Y, and Z things. So they found themselves in a very hard spot. But going into that halftime and listening into the speech from a head coach like Jimmy, that's what a lot of people fail to realize. Sometimes you need somebody that can lift you up from wordplay. I want to tell y'all, everything that you guys see was spoken into existence before it materialized. Like somebody had to think of this microphone, the Shure mic that I have, the same mic that was recorded from Michael Jackson on one of his very first albums. I heard, Shure, that's what they go by. And somebody said, man, I need to have a mic that's stabilized enough that can handle my mids right, that can handle the bass right. And then they start working on it. And boom, now you have the Shure mic. Somebody said, I need to have headsets that don't hurt my ears. So when I'm sitting down listening over a long period of time, 30 minutes or more, that it don't hurt my ears. So I got over the ears headphone set with cushion, balance of all of this stuff by Audio-Tech. One of the better headsets that you can't find for $15, right? You pay for what you get. The qualities of it is for me to be able to sit down in this chair. That somebody thought about, man, it would look nice if you could put the star in the emblem. And not just that, but we can put leather behind it and not pleather so it can last long, right? You pay for what you get, but you have to start talking about it first. So now that we got that done, when you go back to the very first Super Bowl in the 90s that the Cowboys won, is because the coach spoke life into those guys. Saying, okay, y'all be where your feet at. Slow feet don't eat. Whatever the motivation that Jimmy Johnson was able to put out there, they were able to soak that in and put that out there on the field. Now, I don't know if you guys ever heard Wade Phillips talk. He's not a great motivative speaker. I don't know if you ever heard Jason Garrett talk and try to lead a group of guys into battle or into war. Let me just tell y'all, it's like watching paint dry, grass grow. When you hear Jason Garrett speak or try to give you some motivation, it's just like, all right, let me tell you about these Navy SEAL guys. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to move you. And I don't know if you ever heard Mike McCarthy speak. Now, he do have a Super Bowl on his resume, but just like anything, when he tried to give you a speech, it's like watching grass grow or looking up at the sky and watching the clouds float. You might as well say, hey, man, let me roll one. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that can be elevated and lifted that way. But listen to Mike McCarthy. It's not motivating. And also, with that being said, you may was super modest. Yeah, you're right, Dramatic. Yeah. Dramatic. Jason Garrett used intense clapping. Yeah. And when you listen to Schottenheimer, at least you get a little substance is what he said, but he's not a rah-rah guy either. He's very emotional. But at least you can hear X's and O's with Schottenheimer and give you a rhyme of reasons of why they went with that particular situation. And he can be at least transparent, and the jury is still out on Schottenheimer. But you got to be in control of these things. And if you don't get in control of that, it begins to leave odor. And you got to make sure that you can remove that odor. And let me tell you, I got something that can help you alleviate that smell and that odor, but you got to be in control. Let's talk about control. And first and foremost, I'm talking about control body odor, and that's anywhere. And all you have to do is shop.mando and get $5 off of your starter pack, and that's over 40% with promo code LAW, shopmando.com. Let's go. I use this body wash odor control, full body control with Mando. They have the product here, and they also have deodorant that you apply under the arm for 72 hours of odor control. You want to be in control. And speaking of control, they also have the product that you can apply all over the body, the invisible cream, and it also fights for 72 hours. Look, it's all about being in control. And with Mando, man, they control body odor anywhere. All you have to do is shop.mando, get $5 off your starter pack. That's over 40% with promo code LAW, shopmando.com. Let's go, and let's stay in control of your odor. I love it.
Let's go, man! Let's go!
No doubt. Let's go, man. Invisible cream makes you invincible. Mandovation. Man, boy, y'all come up with some great conversation for the nation. Yeah, Bear 24, we did lament the fact that the Cowboys did cut Booth and Childress. They are seeking to get Childress back on the practice squad, but that odor, boy, you got to be in control of it. I hope the Cowboys are utilizing and using Mando. And if you guys want that starter pack to get percentages off, be sure to use promo code LAW. The information is tied in the description box, so be sure to get that going. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to open up the phone lines and get things moving and grooving so that we can get things done at least by the top of the hour. If you guys are in this particular situation, and if you're driving around Dallas, and if you have made that epic mistake by turning down the wrong road, right? And I'm talking about somebody is driving too fast and they turn and they T-bone they hit you from behind, whether you rear end or whether it's a situation and scenario that you at work, a slip and fall, and you hit your hips or that back is bad, like Parsons right now, even though the MRI is showing nothing. But if you got that on tape and it's evidence that you slipped and fall at work, let me tell you what you need to do. Reach out to our partners.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first. Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
No doubt that's one of those numbers of 817 or 215, and all of the threes you can dial. Be sure to reach out to our partners, Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers, and they will take great care of you, not advantages of you.
Call my phone.
So be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to reach out to our partners, Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers. They are located here in the heart of Dallas. With that being said, they know the terrain, they know the areas, so they can take great care of you. Visit FrenkelFirm.com if you can. Dial that number. Let's get it one way or another. 657-390-7391 is the Law Nation hotline for your mind. Yes, indeed. Let's get it, Cowboy Nation. I got from the 206, you in the mix. Talk to your boy.
What up, Law?
Not much, bro. What you got for me?
Man, so Redding, the safety, the corner,
Mm-hmm.
he was out of the whole preseason, he was the best cover slot corner in the whole draft. In the whole preseason.
Preseason. We talking about preseason, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, he was. He had a rating of 85% of coverage.
Okay.
Sticky. And he could tackle. He's like 5'11", 185.
Okay.
But he could tackle. So Redding, they want to get Childress. But now, if I'm the Vikings, I know the Vikings pissed. If I'm the Vikings now, listen to me, Cowboy fan. I'm going to go for Childress then. You're going to take my best cover guy, I'm going to take Childress if I'm the Vikings. You see what I'm saying? If he don't make it if you don't make it back to the roster.
Right.
So you cover with him. The other guy, he's more a box safety. He's more like a box. He can play corner too. He's 6'2", 200 pounds. But he was like on 16 passes, he gave up 12 passes.
Okay, so you stat watching. You haven't watched any tape on these guys, correct?
No, I watched tape.
Okay, so you watched tape. So what was their best game against?
So
who did they play?
At the slot.
Who did the Vikings play week 1 in preseason?
Damn, I forgot the team. I watched some of the games. When the tape, I forgot who they played the French. But I just was going through when I was watching the games. I know they played Tennessee and they played somebody. Last game I think they played Tennessee.
Yeah. So with that being said, what was the definitive play that you could say from Reddy?
Well, when I saw him play, the guy
break it down.
Covered the guy on one play, and the guy got in front of him, and I was see can he come back to the comeback speed, and he caught back up and knocked the ball down.
Who was it against? What player was it?
Against Tennessee.
What was the wide receiver? It was a fast receiver. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a little fast receiver.
What technique? Is he more of a boundary? Is he more of a boundary corner? Is he more of a boundary corner or a field, or he play more on the field side?
He can play both, but he's good in the slot.
He's good in the slot with two-way goals. Yeah. Okay. Well,
he's better that way. But he can play corner too, but he's a little smaller for the corner. But he can play the slot better. His kids, they had him in the slot a lot.
They had him in the slot a lot? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
you had him in the slot.
Okay.
But the other guy's big. He's 6'2". He can play corner. But he's more as a box safety.
He's more of a box safety.
He tackles good too. Yeah, he more as a box.
So the Cowboys The Cowboys gonna pick him
he's
up.
like number 6.
Okay, so they're gonna play him
He's like
more
six,
on
he's like
the
12.
edge. They're gonna play him more on the edge as a boundary corner. Or they're gonna play him inside the box
I'll play him on the box.
as a safety.
The big dude from San Diego, he more in the box. I won't play him on the corner.
Okay.
Because he gave up 16 passes. Out of 16 passes, he gave up 12.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm glad Boot, they might bring Boot back to the practice squad. They probably told him. Boot is a practice squad player if nobody don't pick him up.
Right. You bring him back. Okay.
Yeah. But the guy you want to keep, though, is Childress. That's what they want. They probably told Childress, yeah, he's still going to make it.
Okay. He's still gonna make it. They're gonna just try to bring him back. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to try to bring Childress back if nobody don't pick him up. That's the key.
Most certainly, man. So what tape did you study the best on with Reddy? Which game do I need to look at so that I can be on your level with this?
I just went to, let me see. I was watching, let me see this tape again. If I go back and see again, hold up. I just was watching it before you got on the
right.
Before you got on the phone. Damn.
Okay. No worry. Don't worry
about it. You'll get it.
Yeah, I get it.
You're going to get it. Because, I was watching some of the tape, and then I went and I hit your boy, what's that guy named? Maddie, that be showing the tape too, breakdown.
Okay.
That one guy to be showing all the breakdown. Maddie.
Matty Evenflus? Matty Evenflus? He sent you the tape?
No. The guy that be showing all the highlights too, and of all the players.
And his name,
show the bad part of them, and then show the good part of them.
His name is Matty, not Evenflus.
Yeah, Matty.
Okay. Matty. Where is he? Is he a content creator or?
Yeah, he's a content creator. It's a white boy, but he always show all the breakdown of all the players. He good. You said his name one time.
He said his name.
You said his name one time on your show.
On my show. And his name is Matt.
One guy, he got good contact. You don't behave. You give a good shout out. Say, yeah, little Matty. But like you say, you do your own breakdowns too.
Yeah.
I know you ain't gonna lie.
Nah,
you gonna go see that.
Nah, I'm gonna go watch him. I want to make sure that I know I can identify what he can do.
When the San Diego guy, I think they like him because he's big.
Yeah.
But Children, you got to get Children's like a missile, man. They better get Children back. But we might lose Children. I'll tell y'all something.
They said Matty Dubs is his name. Okay, in the chat.
Yeah,
so.
Matty Dubs.
Okay, let me pull him up right quick. Yeah, man.
Pull him up right now.
Yeah. I can't show football footages because they come get me. But they come get me.
Now Matty Dubs, he show everybody. He's good.
And he's on YouTube, right? Your YouTube guy. Okay.
Yeah, he's on YouTube. You're gonna like him. Matty Dubs, he always show all the players. And he saw a lot of Cowboy players. He'll show all the other teams too, but he'll show a player. He said, that's a good pickup for the Cowboys. But the guy, the slot corner is better than the big corner that they got.
Okay.
Because he can play in the box a lot. I guess you can use him for the tight end. He'll probably play in that. But I don't know. If he can't cover, because Izzy could cover better than him. I don't care what they say.
Right.
I don't know what they're looking at. I don't care what they say. Izzy could cover way better than this kid.
Okay.
Now, he might tackle better than Izzy, because the Cowboys want a lot of tackles. The Cowboys have been getting beat because people missing tackles and don't know how to tackle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll have a guy 3 yards, we'll hit him, and he still get the first. I'm like, damn, we had the guy we could get off the field. And that has been hurting a lot of Cowboys. We'll make the tackle, and we can't get off the field. They'll make the tackle, but the guy still get the first down. Come on, man.
Yeah.
NFL. But Law, the main person I wanted, man.
What is that?
I'm mad. You know how you gonna get mad? I wanted number 97, man. Remember I kept telling you, the Nigerian.
Okay, the Nigerian guy. Okay.
CJ. Oh my God.
What's his name?
If we would have got him, Big CJ Okoye.
Okay.
The big guy from Baltimore.
Okoye. Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Okoye. Man, we'd have got him. Like you say, Law. You put him with Mozzie and Tor. Man, you know how them But see, the Cowboys ain't thinking like me, and you thinking, man, I want my 3-techs to be eating. Let that guy take the 2, let the 3-tech. If the 3-tech can't be the 1-on-1, man, he don't need to be on the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you're going to get your rush, because you know the end's coming. Now that you get that middle rush, that's why the Cowboys used to win Super Bowl with Leon Lett and all them guys. They get that penetration up the middle. Now the quarterback ain't got nowhere to go.
Okay.
Come on, man. That big dude is big. He got better. This is 3rd year, like you said the other day. He got better.
Got better. Okay.
You can't move him. That dude 360. But he don't look 360. He's fit 360. You know, you fat. This dude big and strong. The Cowboys is goofy, man. Right now, man, I'm getting that right there got me frustrated, man.
Okay.
Because I ain't, Monty, you give him 15 snaps. That's all he get. And then you do tour, and then you can bring big. Man, they'll be ready.
No doubt, man. I appreciate for calling in, man. What else you got before I let you roll, bro?
All right, say, man, how about them Cowboys? And, man, I would love to have them big 97. Unbelievable.
Well, appreciate you, man. That's my guy, MJ, man, with his analysis, man. So we do know that one is better in playing inside the box, even though, he's going to maybe playing at cornerback. I don't know what the decisions will be for the Dallas Cowboys in that particular light. I found Matty Dub's page. I think I'm already subscribed to him. We'll see what we can get from him as far as the breakdowns and analysis, but I'm going to have to do
Sinica Charles, $10.
my own work on this
it's
one.
Time to send this to hear Law say in closing what you have to say. Marv.
In closing, yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things, man. Shout out to him, though, man. I got to do my own independent research on this and get things going, Cowboy Nation. Let's go. I got John, man, from the 254. You live on the Nation, man. Talk to us.
Hey, y'all nation.
What's good with you, man? Talk to me, man. What you got going on?
Nothing much. How about the Dallas Cowboys?
How about them, John? What you got for us today?
I can't wait. I can't wait until the Eagles game. We're gonna beat the Eagles.
Yep.
I think the score will be. I'm gonna say.
What do you think the score gonna be?
34. Us and 14 Eagles.
34-14 Cowboys?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'll take that and run that all the way to the bank, John. 34-14. Boy, the Eagles going to be in shambles if that happens. Shoot. Oh, boy, that's going to be glorious for us. I definitely love that. What you got for me?
Hey, Lost Nation, I will be at the store on the 5th.
The 5th of September?
Yeah.
Okay, there's going to be a victory lap. So 34-14. We have that good game, and then the next day you celebrating on a victory lap at the Star in Frisco on September the 5th. That sounds great, man. Hopefully, what time frame?
It will be around 2.
3 o'clock until 3 o'clock sharp?
No, 2. I want two.
Yeah.
I want 2 o'clock.
At 2 o'clock on September the 5th at Frisco.
Yeah.
At the Star in Frisco. All right, cool, John. On September the 5th, that's the day after the game. So that'll be on a Friday. Let's see if we can all make something happen. We all get up there at the Star in Frisco on September the 5th at 2 o'clock-ish. And we see what we can get going from there, John. Especially, that's a victory lap, man. Shoot, we all should be there, especially if everything materialized. I really appreciate you calling in, John. One more thing. You got anything else you want to say for the Cowboys? Let me hear it say.
How about the Cowboy? Go DC 4L5.
Yes, indeed, man. Not for short. That's my guy, John. He's a legend here. I love the fact that he brings in all of that energy, and I appreciate y'all for waiting around and having patience with my guy. He's a world star, and he's an all-star rock star. Here's the thing. Hey, when he goes to the game, we undefeated when he get there. So let's continue to keep that streak alive. And I can't wait to see what happened on September the 4th and tie that into September the 5th. We all need to be out there popping champagne bottles, especially if that score materialized to 34-14. Y'all write that down. At the Star in Frisco, September the 5th at 2 o'clock. Let's see if we all can be there. And especially, y'all write that down on the calendar if we come up with that win. That's going to be crazy in a good way. I got my guy from the 201. I heard about 50 grand. But what about 100 grand with the plan? You're live on the Nation, man. Talk to us.
My God, what it is, bro?
Nothing much, man. What you got, man? What you got for me, man?
Listen, man. We could still get the big boy. He ain't nothing. He's just on the practice squad. We can still pick him up if we need to, man. But I don't think we will because of the scheme, dog. I don't think y'all count that out, man. They ain't trying to do that, man.
They ain't about that life,
They no, because of the scheme that they trying to run. They don't want no big boys. You see, they turn Mozzie into running up the field, so they don't believe in that, man. And that's the problem, man. That's the problem. But, like I say, man, we just going to have to see what this defense going to do, you know.
Yeah,
and let's let that be that. But, I think we're going to beat the Eagles, man. And, we beating the Eagles, man. That's
that could be automatic with it, man. Shoot.
AJ Brown got that hamstring. I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, man.
That could be very.
we got Twerk Bridges and we got Ready Red Stewart. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, you know what? I feel sad, man. My boys is leaving us, man. My boys is first Deuce gone and then now Booth, man.
Man, Booth, man.
Yeah, man,
we got no Booth. You know what I'm saying? How that song say, I ain't got no roof. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't got no Booth. You know? So we gonna be all right, man. Shoot, we gonna put Reddy on. Let Reddy Stewart, according to Marv, he done watched some tape, man, and he was the best cover corner slot guy in all the preseason.
Let him get an intercept. Don't let him pick off Jalen Hurts, man. They gonna go crazy.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. I'm definitely gonna be, if Reddy do anything out there, I'm singing, we ready, we ready. We ready for y'all. Come on, Eagles, y'all better be ready because we got a guy named Ready. Shoot, Steady Eddie Ready gonna be out there. So no more Booth jokes, y'all.
Booth is out of here. Booth is gone.
I ain't got no Booth.
That let me know they
serious. They somewhat serious. Now watch. You know how all luck goes. We're going to turn on ESPN, the 3-letter, the 4-letter network. We be seeing Booth taking pick sixes and
Booth go to the Eagles. The Eagles go pick off Booth because, they ain't got no corners over there.
Yeah.
The Eagles go pick up Booth, and then he pick off Dak. And then I got see Cowboys.
Oh my goodness, man! Yeah,
Cowboys Nation go crazy. We should have kept Booth.
We could have kept Booth. But you know what happened? Oh, you gonna do this to me? Jerry Jones said you gonna do this to me, David Mulaketa. I got your man. I'm gonna release him today. And old boy was like, you finna do what? And they released Booth because Booth is signed under David Mulaketa.
City could charge $5. John, I will send law 50. Oh, my treat for you. To enjoy on September 5th.
Yes, Sadiq Charles said she would send $50 for my guy John for his tour on September the 5th. It's just that, it's just that we will have to see how the day go by before I can guarantee that I'll be all the way in Frisco on the 5th at 2 o'clock because I may be celebrating all night long.
Hey, we might get Hennessy law. Man,
man, I might be red eye law, you know what I'm saying, after September the 4th. So, but hey, I want both. I want my guy to be able to have a great time, Sadiq. So put it like this. What I'm going to do is, because I don't want to be the middleman handling the money and everything, I want Sadiq Charles, I'm going to try to get John information, and you send it directly to him. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Yes,
there you go.
Don't put me in the middle. Yeah, because you send it to me, and the kids and all this stuff got to get up there. I want y'all to send it directly to him. Because I got, look, I'm being transparent. You guys may see me here, but there's a million things that I be doing on the back end that a lot of people don't know and aware of, though. I'm doing a lot. You know, I'm stretched out. I'm stretched out thin. I got properties that I got to evaluate. I got stuff that I got to evaluate here. I'm stretched out thin, baby. So, yes. But what it is that for those who don't know, Cowboys Public Relations did make a statement, and it says claim off waivers, Twerk Bridges and Reddy Stewart, and waived is Andre Booth and Zion Childress. Is at the top of my Twitter page or X page right now. So I just want to let people know that. But go ahead, bro. Hold on. I got another super chat from Sighton. Let the AI speak.
$19.99. It's not the schemes, it's the Jones. We had several DC in past 10 years, and they all end up somehow having the same philosophy of no big DTs. Jones purposefully leave the DL weak so it can be a hole for media to
discuss full rating. So Seitan states that the scheme is the issue here, $100,000, that they purposely don't get big boys inside as far as their evaluation. So yeah. I mean at this point it's the truth until they prove otherwise. Yeah.
It's the truth. It's a scheme. It's a scheme. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that the scheme is bad. We need to see, based off his history, so based off his history, he got good history. So I'm not going to knock the scheme and knock the man. Based off the past, his defenses have been great. And we go up against the Eagles and we shut them Eagles down. They go, Dan Quinn, who?
Dan Quinn, who?
You know what I'm saying? So,
here's what I got to say with Daniel Quinn. His principle and philosophy is not flawed if you win it, right? If you get enough field and you win it, you got to play with the league. It's a good thing.
Front runner defense. Defense. And that's what they're trying to say about him. His defense is front runner defense.
Front runner defense. Now Matt Eberflus, when you talk to him about his particular defense, it's similar. It's an attacking style defense. They want to create pressure with their floor, but they want to do it a different way. They want to drop their guys and play in those, and you make it a difficult situation. You still have your middle linebacker in the hook area. He still have responsibility hook the flat or sidelines or what have you, but they feel better because they got real linebackers. That's the deal with this particular situation.
Right, and so in his defense, he basically want to drop 7 and make the quarterback think, okay, you're going to throw this football, we're going to make you work for it.
Yeah.
And we're not really going based off how Mahomes lost in that Super Bowl.
Right.
And that defense does work because, let's face it,
It worked because that was the defense that was played in the Super Bowl. You just counting on the quarterback to make one mistake or the offense to make one mistake and it's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
Because once you get a lead, once they say, Dak, we just need you to get 7, dog.
Yeah.
You get 14, the game is over. So that's basically how they playing. You get 14, the game is over.
Facts.
Threes ain't gonna do it. Touchdowns. If you get 14, the game is over.
Sidika Charles,
the defense gonna eat.
$5. Law, you know I only have PayPal, so if John do not have PayPal and only Cash App, I'm going to have to send it to you to send to him, please.
Okay. All right. So, hey, John, please, if you can listen, if you can hear us, if you got PayPal in the chat, please post your PayPal link or information in the chat so that Sidika Charles can get that out to you and get that out over to you so that we can make sure that you have a great time on September the 5th. Only reason why I'm saying it because, it's kind of hard to, navigate cash and flow and funds over there from me to you. So let's make sure we get that easy transition going or transaction going because, like I said, it'd be a lot of things that I do beyond just sitting here in the chair. And I definitely got to pull some tape on these two guys that we picked up today so that we can be fairly, truly understanding what they can and can't do. And what else you got for me, 100 grand before I let you go? What else you got for me?
That's it, man.
All right, man. Yes, indeed, man. I appreciate you, man. You have a good one, bro. Thank you.
You too.
Yes, indeed. That's 100 grand with the plan, y'all. Those were our only callers for today. I appreciate each and every last one of you guys for tuning in and being parts of these type of episodes. Can't wait to go comb through some film. Let's look and see what these guys can and can't do. I appreciate all of y'all support. Trill says, what's happening on September the 5th? According to John, he will be at the Star in Frisco. That's in Oxnard. That's not Oxnard. My Lord. That's in Frisco, Texas. The Star is a nice facility, and they do tours. And if it's after a win, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be a gang of people there. But we would like to see if I'm up there, of course, everything's going to be smooth and dandy. But I just can't guarantee that I'll be up there on a Friday at the Star in Frisco. But John will be there at 2 o'clock, and we want to have as many people as possible there at that spot with John to go along with the tour with him. They do the tours, and I think my guy VIP, he just left a couple of weeks ago going up there at the Star in Frisco to do that tour, and they take you down where the players work out at, where the locker room is at. They show you the facility, how many people can be occupied in that particular facility. They show you where they eat at, we call it the mess hall back in the days. They show you that, and they share the history of the Cowboys, and they show you the older clips of Roger Staubach and the cleats that he wore in games, and as well as what Troy Aikman was able to exemplify here and embody with Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith. So it's a unbelievable tour. I think the tour itself is about $25 to $30, give or take. Much ado about nothing with the report of people tapping on the glasses and stuff like that. They even show you the podcast studio that's there at the Star. I did the tour many of times before. If you are a Cowboy fan and you are in the DFW area, or if you're flying into the game, I would recommend you to go at least do the tour at the Star in Frisco, or as well as the stadium. And also they got a museum that you can do a tour of and get all of that going for you and your family. It's always good to do that at least once in your life if you ever here in Dallas. Boy, I sound like a tour guide guy. You know what I'm saying? But it is necessary if you love the Cowboys. If you like the Cowboys, don't do it. But if you love them, shoot, figure out ways to do it, man, and enjoy that moment. It should be something that you can have on your bucket list of things to do, Cowboy Nation. We're going to make sure we get things going the best way possible. Dramatic Muhammad says, it's almost like the Tampa 2 with Eberflus' defensive philosophy. He pulled most of it. Rob Marinelli ran Tampa 2. There's nothing new under the sun as it relates to defense. variations of what you tinker on that makes you better. Like Matt Eberflus, his background is on linebackers. So by him transitioning over to a defensive coordinator, the emphasis always been linebacker play. But I got to tell you this. Linebackers are the heart and soul of most defenses. They're like the brain. They call them the quarterback of the defense. You got you a good linebacker, 9 times out of 10, you got you a real good team. Now, the centerpiece of that linebacker, especially the Mike, he points out the line shift, the adjustments, leverage, making sure that the back end is secured. The last line of defense is the safety, right? And if you're on field side, you're making sure that we got everything adjusted to that particular area, especially on end arounds, loops, and stuff like that. So that's why your defense, your heart and soul of your defense is your linebacker. The heart and soul. But back in the days, even with the Ravens, you got to understand that that's where Ray Lewis was able to make sure that he fed holes, fill in where Big Tony Saragusa was at, or Sam Adams. And then down the line, it progressed to Big Haloti Nada, and all of that good stuff. So that's why it's there. It's all about strategy. I always say, can an ant flip over an elephant? The answer to that is no. Not one ant. But lo and behold, a pile of ants, boy, that elephant would be flipped over, tilted over, and beyond. So it takes the rule of large numbers, strategy, system, scheme, purpose. Is being able to work together. I seen someone quote earlier that MICAH Parsons, he's not all 53. He's one. He's one individual. But the power of one is necessary too. Because if your mindset can be on power of the one, it was only one Dr. Martin Luther King. It was only one, the great Malcolm X. There's only one entity, one person that can stand up against many. Like I said before, people use this analogy all the time. A hand with 5 fingers is good. But when you ball it together, one fist can knock out the mighty. One blow can knock you down. But you got to know when and where to put that pressure of that blow at. My guy, Bruce Lee, when he was talking about, yes, you may be big and mighty, but one hit to the knee can knock you down to the ground. It only takes 2 pounds of pressure to break a knee, cap into millions of pieces. So it's just focusing in and channeling in your energy to that right direction. And there's one owner in the National Football League that operates and moves like Jerry Jones. Hopefully, here's one decision to get these things going in the right direction where MICAH Parsons can be solidified up until week 1 versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, that pork fried rice sound good. And speaking of rice, 1 grain of rice can tilt the scales of balance. So I want to know if you guys are listening and rocking with Law Nation, because there's really only one Law Nation, even though you may see multiples. And let me tie this into this particular situation. Shout out to you, Holly. Shout out to you, Daniel M. Appreciate you. Sadiqa Charles, everybody that's watching. Are we here for one more season, one more reasons, one more time to get things moving in the right direction? Mama said that there'll be days literally just like this. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad, that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan to lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, just simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold or the poverty or the famish or fame or the sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset, with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation, you will get it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. Until next time, DC for life, not for short. Peace.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip this, tell 'em run it up, no sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch, tell 'em run it up, I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip this, tell 'em run it up, no sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch, tell 'em run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and
come on, baby, let's get it.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip this, tell 'em run it up, no sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch, tell 'em run it up, I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip this, tell 'em run it up, no sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch, tell 'em run it up. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out to Europe.
Philly.
I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry. Those London boys don't come to play, you should get.
Got an extension. Appreciate everybody for jumping in. Got some news. The breaking news of all of the people that signed to the practice squad. Let's go over them before we evacuate the premises here. Appreciate everybody for sticking around for overtime right here. Let me go ahead and give out this particular list and get things moving and grooving. It states here today the Cowboys signed the following players to the practice squad. It's Justin Barron. It's Jalen Brooks, 9 lives. This brother got 9 lives. Ernest Brown, Sadiqa Charles, Garyon Christian, Elijah Clark, Jalen Cropper. Them Jalen's, boy. They got lives, multiple lives. Malik Davis, Rivaldo Fairweather, Princeton Fat, my guy, Will Greer, Keemon Hall, Trayshawn Holden, my brother from another mother, buddy, Johnson, and Robert Rochelle. Man, those are the guys that will be here for the 2025 season as it relates to the practice squad. So, look, ladies and gentlemen, let's show these guys some love. Let's still understand that player evaluation is 365, and it's going to continue. Now, for those who pretty much looking at this and saying, hey, Law, these guys are not needle movers or these sorts of things, just know that this list is not finished and it's not over. So now let's get on up out of here. Appreciate y'all so much. I thank y'all. Love y'all to the stars and back. Let's get it.
Give me my theme music.
Yeah. Come on. That's a little overtime report. Here I go. Let's slow it down for you. Thank y'all. Thank you. If we offended anyone today, be sure to charge it to my head, not my heart. And remember, don't let the street lights all alone. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I be on player 2? I follow. Wherever you go, whatever you do, player 2. Thanks, David J, Iceberg Q, Cowboys Execution, T-Rail, K Choice 25, the Underwriter, Sadiqa Charles, last but not least, Saiton. If your name is not on this list, do me a huge favor. Hit that like, share this content still. That's the best way to support the nation. Sharing is caring. You just never know. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I be on player 2? If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly.